Okay, in this video I'm going to discuss testosterone delivery methods. There's 4 different delivery methods with several variations of each. There's oral, transdermal, subdermal, and injections, and I'm going to discuss the cost, time it takes to see changes with them, and brand name versus compound. First thing I want to discuss is the oral delivery method. This method is by far the most expensive, and it's the category that I've been able to find the least information about. Everybody's heard of, the pills, and those are usually taken once a day, but they're not often recommended because they are horrible on your liver and really, really taxing on your body. And this goes for all the oral delivery methods. The oral delivery methods, especially pills, are by far the most expensive. Not only because of the cost of, the pills or whatever, but you also have to constantly be getting your liver enzymes checked to make sure that it's functioning, because like I said, it's really taxing on your liver. I don't have any experience or know anybody with any experience as far as, how long changes take on these oral delivery methods. I'm just discussing them as a means, if you want to, you can bring it up to your provider, your care provider, but it's not likely he's going to give it to you. Just to be aware that it's there. Your other option for oral delivery is what they call sublingual pellets, meaning under the tongue. This one I found so little information on. I know that it goes under your tongue and dissolves like those Listerine breath strips, and that it's, once again, expensive and extremely taxing on your liver. Your other oral option is what they call buccal tablets, which is a little tablet that you put between your cheek and your gums and leave it there for a period of time. I don't know how long that is, and I can't even figure out if it dissolves or not. And again, expensive and taxing. You're going to be really hard-pressed to find a doctor willing to prescribe you any sort of oral delivery method testosterone for any length of time, much less, for your whole life. Because when testosterone enters the body through the digestive system, it has to make its first pass through your liver before it can get into your body. And the liver just isn't designed to do this. I can't tell you, I haven't been able to figure out exactly what it is, but it's just not designed to do it, and it's really hard on it. Your next option that you don't hear talked about a whole lot is the subdermal method. And it's done through subdermal pellets. It's a lot like that birth control Depo-Provera, in that it's some sort of plastic, usually PTFE, that's been infused with hormones that releases them slowly over a period of about 4 months, and then you have to get them replaced. I haven't been able to find much other information on these, but hopefully come January I will have a little bit more information, because I intend to ask my doctor about these, because it's been a little over a year and I still cannot make nice with those damn needles. So I'm going to see what he has to say about possibly going that route. And then you've got transdermal, which is obviously through the skin, which is going to be your patches, creams, and gels. Those, from what I have found, they keep the testosterone levels the most stable. It is fairly expensive when compared to injections, and that's what I'm basing everything off of, is what it cost me and the numbers that I've been able to find online. The main complaint with them is that it's a pain in the ass, because you have to be so careful of who you touch, because once you put it on, it rubs off on others very easily. And it's not such a big deal if you give a stranger one hug, but say you've got a girlfriend, and, skin to skin contact, we're all adults here. Yeah, over time it can have an effect. That's the main complaint. I've heard about that, and I've also heard that it's kind of a pain to remember to do it twice a day. Now, with the transdermal methods, the patches, creams, and gels, you can go brand name or get them compounded. And I have a warning on compounding, but I'll touch on that after I talk about injections. When it comes to changes on the patches, creams, and gels, they come a lot more slowly when you compare that to injections. There's a few guys on here that I know of that started off on the patches, creams, and gels, and you can check their videos and see if perhaps they're willing to answer questions on this. There's Preston, who's Curtis FTM, Charles, which is FreshlyCharles, and then Kai, which is Kai423, and my friend Eli, flannelliz. I'm not sure how to pronounce your screen name, man. Sorry. Anyway, I think they've all switched to injections with the exception of Eli, who is now about a month on T, and congrats again on that, man. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to their pages over there. And like I said, maybe ask them, see if they can help you if you have questions about this delivery method. And then of course there's the delivery method that we are all most familiar with, which is the injections. There are several different esters and mixes of esters that are available, and which one that you end up getting prescribed is going to depend very largely upon where you live. Here in the States, the two most popular and the two that are used almost exclusively is testosterone cypionate and testosterone enanthate, which are they're both 10-day esters, meaning they have a 10-day half-life, which means that 10 days after your dose, the level of it still available to you is divided by half. Whatever. In the UK and other European countries, they usually prescribe what's called Sustanon 250. And it's a combination of several different esters that all have different half-lives. Some of them are really fast-acting, and some of them are, they have a longer half-life, which means that they are slower to release. The four esters that are in Sustanon 250 is Sustanon propionate, Sustanon phenylpropionate, testosterone isocaproate, and testosterone decanate. It's said, and it makes a lot of sense to me, that Sustanon 250 will keep your levels a whole lot more stable and is one of the best options. But those of us who live here in the States were SOL. They don't sell Sustanon here because of some sort of trade embargo crap having to do with the massive pharmaceutical companies not wanting to lose money and being afraid that, oh damn, they might actually have to come up with something that can compete with it. Yago capitalism gone wrong. Anyway, I'll get off that soapbox. So now that we've discussed the different types of testosterone injectables, injectable testosterone is the most popular, and in my opinion is probably the easiest. Depending on how you go about it, it's also the least expensive, and the changes do tend to come a whole lot faster on injectables than they do on any of the other delivery methods. The dosage schedule on these varies a little bit. There's the weekly, the 10-day, and the 2 weeks shot schedules that I know of. And that's going to be something that you work out with your doctor. Now, testosterone, the injectables, can be gotten brand name, or you can have it compounded. And here's that disclaimer I was going to tell you about. You need to make sure to check into the compounding pharmacy that you choose to have to make your testosterone. They are not all equal. For example, there's a compounding pharmacy here in Dallas that's called Apothecure. They've had their compounding license taken away several times. Twice for sure, maybe more. The issue there was that they weren't mixing things correctly, and they did not have a sterile environment. And at least one patient ended up dying that I'm aware of. If you choose to go the compounded route, which I do recommend because of cost, I highly recommend Strohackers in Portland. You send them your script and then they ship it to you. It's the cheapest of the places that you can get it compounded that I'm aware of, and they do a lot of work with the trans guy community. Also, they have an excellent reputation and inspection record.